Hi everyone, it's Angie. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Welcome to my weekly WIP and Chat. This is celebrating 2 events this week. Still working on the hashtag Big Bold Beautiful DP event. That's being held by myself, Mindy's Diamond Moment, and Sue Layden. I am not dealing with a prize this week for that event, but I am going to be picking a prize this week for the November event. That event is a diamond painting event being held jointly on Instagram and Mindy and I's YouTube channels, where every week we're going to be choosing a winner based on comments that you leave in our WIP and Chats. Alternating weeks. I announced my prize last week, so I'll be picking a winner for that prize today. And if you don't remember what that prize was, it's because I only showed a little small snippet of it. So what you're going to be getting if you win this prize is a gorgeous gnome cover minder from Cover Minders Vaughn on Etsy. And this is what he looks like. Super cute. Also, a couple of gnome diamond paintings that I chose. This guy and this guy. And also, 2 more things. I've got a November customized tray from Nix's Notions. And also some gnome release papers from Crafts with Crashly. So those 3 people, Coverminder Siobhan, Crafts with Crashly, and Nix's Notions, so generously offered to sponsor this event, and I have those prizes. I can't show them to you because I don't have them in my possession. I'll talk about that tomorrow, or later. I'm going to be getting them tomorrow, so I'll have them tomorrow to mail out. Mindy has them. They got shipped to Mindy is why I don't have them, but we're going to meet up tomorrow, so I'll be able to get them in the mail to you as soon as, tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, after tomorrow. So let's go ahead and pick the winner for this because I've got everything loaded up on my phone right now. So I've got my email link, or not email, I'm sorry, my video linked from last week, and I did filter duplicate users, and I used the comment with a specific text November, which is what I asked you to put in your comment, and I've got 35 unique comments, so I'm going to go ahead and click on start, and we will pull our winner, and let's see who it's going to be. Jenny Wallace. So excited about the November event. I'll be posting on Instagram. Wonderful. So Jenny Wallace, if that is you, please send me an email with your contact information, including your physical address. My email is located, it'll be in the comments, or I'm sorry, the description segment of this video. It's also in the About tab on my channel, if I, for some reason, don't put it there. But I will. I'll put it in the description of this video. So, Jenny Wallace, congratulations. I hope that you're enjoying working on your gnome diamond painting. I'm having a great time working on mine. I am not working on it today because I've got my Big Bold Beautiful canvas all set up on my table in my crafting room. And to be honest with you, it was just out of pure laziness of not wanting to have to haul this big sucker into the other room and bring in the gnome one. I honestly haven't I've been really busy working on this diamond painting, and I haven't gotten much progress on my gnome done since last week. I was started real strong with the gnome. I got a lot done really fast just in the first couple of days, but then I kind of fell off the wagon with it, and I've been concentrating mostly on working on this diamond painting. I'd really like to get this one done. I'd like to surprise, I don't think I can do it. I don't have any illusions of being able to do it. But I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but Jeff and I have kind of we each have our own living room in our house because we have a living room and a family room. And my living room is like the front living room and his is the back living room. And so there's an area over the couch where we've had this painting hanging for at least probably as long as we've lived in this house. Definitely as long as we've lived in this house. And we've been here a little over 20 years now. And it's been the same painting hanging in the same spot for that entire time. So this diamond painting is going to go beautifully with the decor in that room. And I would like to surprise him and have this done and able to, put it up, for him, give it to him for Christmas. But this is an awfully big diamond painting and I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on myself. It is 112 by 61, I believe, is the dimensions on this, and it's called Erbstwald from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And I've showed you a picture of it before. It's just a fall landscape scene, and I'm working on the bottom. So I'm looking at the forest floor right now. It has 180 colors. It's a round drill. And I'm really enjoying working on it. So I get myself in here to work on it about once a day. I try to put a couple hours a day in on it, but it hasn't been religiously. I spent yesterday was Tuesday, I had my oldest granddaughter over for the day. I babysat her all day yesterday. She did not have school. Her school is a polling location for the elections. So she had the day off from school. So I had her all day yesterday, and we were busy together working on other stuff. She's 5. Now, she has been diamond painting since she was 3. I started her out when she was 3, and we would work on stickers or just little stuff. Well, yesterday we started on, I'm recording. Okay. Yesterday we started on a big girl diamond painting. And it was just a little 25 by 25 centimeter diamond painting. It was, one of those little ones that come with the frame or whatever. But I was so impressed. She worked so diligently on that thing on and off all day that she got it finished. She actually did the whole thing. It was a special drill of an owl, and it came with the frame, and it was so super cute because at the end of the day, she got to put it in the frame and take it home with her, and she was so proud of herself that she did it all by herself and that she finally had a finish, like an actual finish. Not just stickers or keychains or something like that. So that was pretty fun. I was glad to see her. It's bittersweet to watch her grow up and get more mature. On one hand, I'm proud of her, her growth and her changes and her accomplishments. But on the other hand, it's like, I want my baby back, I want her to still be a teeny weeny baby. When she was first born, when my daughter went back to work after she was born, I babysat Marie 4 days a week. And so her and I have kind of a special close bond because of that. And I did that for about a year, that I babysat her every day. Well, 4 days a week. And so we have a little bit of a special bond. But I'm more of a baby person, not so much a kid person. And I'm not embarrassed to say that at all. Some people are great with kids, other people not so much. I'm not an everyday grandma. I am a come have a fun time on a weekend grandma. And that's just, everybody is different. Everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. And one of my strengths is definitely not being that everyday caretaker of a grandma. The way I look at it is this. I already put in my time. I raised my kids. I'm not keen on raising another set of kids. And I value my time alone. I really do. And if that makes me a terrible person, then I'm a terrible person. But I really like the time that I have during the day. And I'm not willing to sacrifice it to be an everyday grandma. Like I said, I raced my kids. It's their turn. But it was a nice day yesterday. It was busy. We did a lot of stuff. We colored, we painted, we diamond painted. We did all kinds of, we made lunch. We went even for a little bit of a walk, which I don't know if my body was ready for a little bit of a walk yet, but we did it nonetheless. It was a nice day out. It was a little bit chilly. Oh my gosh, speaking of weather, now I'm going to switch gears entirely here. Speaking of weather, this weather we got going on in Michigan is absolutely insane. It's crazy right now in Michigan. So it was like 70 degrees today. It's going to be in the mid 70s tomorrow. Tomorrow I think is November 10th, if I'm not mistaken. No, so mid-November, and we're getting temps in the mid 70s. That is in Michigan. That is just like crazy, unheard of weather. I poured all those in my tray and I needed 3. I love it when that happens. I'm getting to the end of this section, and so it's a little bit more difficult to, I'm just spotty putting them in. It's a little bit more difficult to do that while I'm talking. Maybe I'll open up a new section and come back and fill in my missing ones later, because it might be a little bit easier. Might be a little bit easier to do that with you guys than it's going to be to fill in all of these little bare areas. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep going and see how we do. I might end up doing that though. But for now, we'll see how we do. So yeah, mid 70s, and tomorrow is going to be a great day. I'm super looking forward to tomorrow. We are, and I say we, me and Mindy have found another yarn crawl. This one is called, I don't know if you remember, but last summer up by me in my area of the state, they had a yarn crawl. With, I think there were 10 or 11 yarn shops that participated in it. Well, this one that we're going to tomorrow is the Southeast Michigan Yarn Hop. And there are 13 yarn shops down in Southeast Michigan that are participating in this event. And we're going to go tomorrow. We're going to head out first thing in the morning and see how many of those 13 we can get to by the end of the day. Now, their hours are kind of, yarn shops are not yarn shops hours. They're not big box stores. So they have limited hours. So the hours that the shops are open are 10 to 6, I believe, or 10 to 5. So we've just got 7 or 8 hours, which I know sounds like a lot of time, but you got to remember there's travel in between there. And if you spend, an hour per shop, which is really easy to do once you start looking at all of that beautiful, squishy, hand-dyed yarn, that's not that much time to see everything. So we're going to get started bright and early in the morning. The yarn shop's open at 10. We're going to meet at the first one at 10. Both Mindy and I have a little bit of driving to do to get to the first shop. It's about an hour and a half for me. I'm not sure how far it is from Mindy. She's coming from a little bit different direction, so I'm not sure how far the drive is for her. But we're going to meet up there and leave a vehicle there, and then continue on together and go to the rest of the shops in the area. And they're all over, of the suburbs of Detroit. And there's even one that is right downtown Detroit. So I'm hoping that we'll hit that one about lunchtime, so that we can partake in some Greektown goodness for lunch. That's kind of my hope. Either Greektown, or there's a restaurant down there, and I gotta ask Maddie what it's called again. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a German restaurant, and they have the world's best schnitzel and just delicious German food. Now, German food is not like a famous thing. It's not like saying, oh, we're going out for Italian. Nobody says, oh, we're going out for German. But this place has really good food. So we're gonna, maybe we'll go there, because I'm not sure if Mindy likes Greek food or not. We'll see. Mindy's a little bit more of a picky eater than I am. I don't, maybe not picky. We just have different tastes. Put it that way. We have different tastes. So we'll see where we end up. But hopefully we'll be somewhere cool that we get to go. You know, I'd like to go to a local spot for lunch, a non-chain restaurant. I think that that's always fun when you're out and about, when you can check out some, you know, local flavor, and go to restaurants that are not chains is always preferable to going to a chain restaurant, in my opinion. You know, sometimes you get burned, though. Sometimes it ends up really, really good, and sometimes it's like, ew, that was nasty. But I'm familiar enough with the Detroit area, Maddie having lived there for the past, what has she been there now, 5 years? At least 5 years. Maybe 6? I don't know. She's been there quite a while. I'm familiar enough with the area that I know a lot of good restaurants down there. There's also a really, really good Polish restaurant. That would be delicious. Maybe we'll go there. In Hamtramck. Hamtramck is a community that has a lot of Polish people. And so there are a lot of good Polish restaurants there. Get some good blood soup. Not blood soup, duck blood soup. Yeah, that's what it's called, duck blood soup. Which I don't know if it's really made from duck blood or not, but it tastes delicious. It's very, very good. I should Google that. I'm not sure what. Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know if it's actually made from duck's blood. Probably better not. Sometimes some things are better not to know. But they have really good food there too. So listen to me. I must be hungry talking about food, huh? So tomorrow will be, and then I didn't even think about, I don't know how I could not think about this, being that it kind of rules my life these days. But it will be the first time that I've ever gone out to eat and tried to actually eat at a restaurant. When we went out for my girlfriend's birthday, I didn't even dare try to eat with my dentures. But I'm going to give it a try tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. I might just go hungry. I think what I'll do is, just to be on the safe side, I think I will pack one of my Boost protein shakes, so that if I am unable to eat, at least I've got something to put in my belly so I don't starve with being gone all day. And I might be more comfortable with that, actually, than trying to eat with the bad dentures, because I don't have the good dentures yet. They're not ready yet. I get to pick up my new dentures on next Thursday. So if you didn't watch my live, that's the next saga in the adventure of the denture adventure, is that they did agree to make me a new set of dentures. They did finally agree that the ones that they had, the second set that they had made, was also incorrect and didn't fit. So they are making me yet a third set of temporary dentures, but they're not going to be ready until next week. So so right now I've got 2 pair. I have one pair that fits well enough for eating, like the teeth come together, and then I've got another pair that look decent, because the ones that fit well enough for eating, I look like Mr. Ed, and the other ones that look good, the teeth don't close together, so I can't eat anything. There's no bite there. So I've currently got my going out dentures and my eating dentures. And so I have to switch them. Now, I don't go out of the house very often, so I find myself not wearing any most of the time, which I don't know if that's a bad thing or if it's okay. Like, I don't know if your jaw and your bite and your alignment kind of get skewed if you spend too much time without any dentures in. I'm going to ask that when I go next time, because when I'm, they are still painful because I am still healing. So when I'm home and home alone, why should I put myself through the misery of being in, causing myself pain when there's nobody there to see me? So when I'm home, I mostly don't wear them. So, but I should find that out, because if it's going to be affecting my bite and stuff like that from not wearing them, then I definitely need to start wearing them. But I've gotten so much support from all of you guys as I've gone through these trials and tribulations, and I really got to say that I very much appreciate everybody's well wishes and your commiseration, and just, being there has meant the world to me. So thank you so much to everybody who has commented and let me know that they're thinking of me, or that they're praying for me, or, hoping for the best and whatnot. I really do appreciate all of that. It definitely helps. It makes a difference. It makes a difference to know that people care. Okay, that's that color. That's the thing with being down to the end of the section here. I've just got a lot of colors that I don't have many of that need to be done. So it's a little bit tricky. Working on it while I'm talking on a video. So that's the map. The map. Okay. Good deal. So yeah, I've got mixed feelings about tomorrow, because I'm super excited to go to all these yarn stores, especially being down in a more metropolitan area like Detroit is. I think that we're going to find a much bigger selection of brands and hand dyers and that kind of thing. But on the other hand, it's getting awful close to Christmas for me to be spending money on myself. So I don't plan on spending a ton of money on yarn. Not like I would if the thing was going on in like July, just because I need to be a little bit conscientious of being able to get my Christmas shopping done, because it is coming up faster than you realize. It's going to be here before you know it. It's already November 10th, so we've got, a month and a half before Christmas. And I know that I said I wasn't going to do it this year. I know I said I wasn't going to put myself in so much pressure to get all of these Christmas gifts done before the holiday like I did last year. But I went ahead and did it again, and now I've got all these projects going, and on a deadline to get them done for Christmas gifts. So I'm making several. What is that? That's like a half a drill. And I put it right, and I put it on the canvas. What was I thinking? Wasn't paying attention on that one. What was I saying? Sorry, I finding that bad drill there kind of threw me off. Oh, Christmas gifts. So I'm making, last year I did Christmas tree skirts for all the parents. This year I'm doing Afghans. I've got a good start on 3 of them. No, that's a lie. I've got a good start on 2 of them. I know where I'm going with the rest of them. One of them is going to be the final product of the crochet along that Mindy and I are going to be starting next Friday. So Mindy and I have been doing a crochet along on Friday afternoons on her channel in a live format. We have been working on a pillow, and we've been working on that for several weeks now. And this week we are finally at the end. We're finally at the part where we're going to be assembling the pillow. And so we'll be done with it after this week. So next week we're going to start right in on our next crochet along, which is going to be an Afghan project. It's called the Calming Comfort Afghan. It's a Yarnspirations pattern. You can find it on the Yarnspirations website or on the Crochet Crowd website. It's a free pattern, so you don't have to worry about, buying a pattern or anything. And if you would like to join in, just have your yarn and be ready to go next Friday. And we would love to have everybody join in with us. And this is a much more beginner-friendly pattern than the pillow was that we started with. So if you were intimidated by that pillow, have a look at this pattern, because this is much more beginner-friendly, and I think that everybody could do it, as long as you know the basics of, double crochet, single crochet, as long as you know the basics, you could definitely do this one. And it's going to make a wonderful Christmas gift. Of course, you don't have to give it as a Christmas gift. You could keep it for yourself. But I'm going to give mine as a Christmas gift. And that's it. I got all those drills out for just that many. Ay, ay, ay. I think I am going to do what I suggested. This is just a little bit... my feeble brain tonight isn't working very swiftly. So I think what I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier on myself and be able to retain my trains of thought, I'm going to go ahead and open up this other section. And then after I'm done recording, I'll go back and fill in all my empty spaces there. But this way, if I do this, I will be able to just kind of, I'll be starting with a fresh slate. Oh, goodness. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I had that. Well, apparently I had cut the cover the other way at some point in the past. I started this quite a long time ago and then set it aside, like I do so many projects. But let's see if I can save that cover. I like to keep my covers attached until I'm finished with, so that way I can flop it back over the section if I'm taking a break from this and putting it on the spare bed. So I like to keep my covers attached, but I kind of ripped that. One. All right, now we can start with a fresh slate and work on something that has a good deal of colors. Ooh, and these. Oh, we're not going to start with that color. I got to get out my grinder. Look at this. I was a little bit disappointed. My Josephine wall kit, the drills were so perfect from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And now this kit, I've got a few colors that the drills are all stuck together. So I need to get out my drill grinder. And I know that there are other ways to undo stuck together drills, and that's fine, but I just happen to have a 3D printed drill grinder that works absolutely marvelously. But I have to get that out and get those drills unstuck from one another. So we'll start with a different color since I don't have that in here. It's out in the other room. Boy, I'm just having a ton of trouble today, aren't I? We'll start with twos. We'll see what we can do with the twos. Twos are dark brown. Haven't used dark colors in quite a while on this painting, so this will be nice to get back into some darker colors. it's kind of been fun working on this because it's great. It's kind of gradient with the colors. Like I started off on that end, it went from blacks to greens, and then it went from to browns to reds to oranges to yellows to pinks over here, and now we're getting back into dark browns and blacks. So it was kind of fun to have that kind of gradient effect as I was working on it. And I don't know if that's going to continue along the rest of the diamond painting once I get up into the, you know, um, the actual middle of the canvas or not. But it's been really fun so far. And it's been the perfect mix. That Josephine wall that I did was 100% confetti. It was, you know, I was lucky if I could ever use my two placer, or if I could, I don't use a two placer, I use a four placer, but I was lucky if I could ever even two place. And this one has a really good, for me, a perfect mix of um, confetti, but I am still able to use a multi-placer on occasion. So I can place, you know, like 3 and 4 drills here and there. And there's more, there's a bigger concentration of the same color per section. So I'm not, in each section, I'm not using all 180 colors, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I hope that you guys are all having a great time with the 2 events. I know that there are several people who have finished their Big Bold Beautiful canvases, and that's fine. That's wonderful. Super excited about that. I did finish one, but of course I didn't start it at the beginning of the event, so it really doesn't count as a finish. But then I'm also working on this one, and also I kind of set aside my Spirit of Flight and my one from Craftably. It's just so hard when you have so many works in progress to give them all equal attention, because they end up getting piled away, and then you've got to, you know, dig through the pile and find them all, and that. So it's tough. It's tough when you have so many WIPs to give them all equal attention. And every once in a while, though, because I do have so many works in progress, I think at last count it was over 50. And that's not to say that I touch each one of them with any regularity. They're just diamond paintings that are at some stage of being completed. They're all kitted up and at some stage of having work done on them. But every once in a while, it's really fun to go grab one out that I haven't worked on in a long time, and, you know, throw a couple days in of work on it. I have a good time doing it. It's like visiting old friends. So I kind of, you know, there are a lot of people, I would say most people, who can't stand the idea of having that many projects going at once, who just think that's absolutely asinine, which I value, you know, I respect your opinion. And it probably is a little bit, you know, crazy, but that's my personality, that's me, and I take a lot of grief for it, and it kind of hurts my feelings sometimes when people give me grief for that, because it's just, that's the way I work, and that's the way I enjoy working. And I think that it's kind of mean to kind of, you know, judge somebody on the way they do things. I mean, I don't judge other people if they only can work on one at a time, you know. So I don't feel like people should judge me because I have so many going at the same time. But yes, I mean, I realize all the caveats of doing it that way. It does take me a very long time between finishes because I do work on so many different things at once. you know, I don't get things finished as quickly as most people. But when I do have a finish, it's extra exciting. I still don't have my Josephine wall framed or hung on my wall. Jeff and I are kind of struggling with framing, the framing idea for that one. Because it's so large, the way that he does my canvas wrapped frames for my diamond paintings, I don't think is going to work because it's going to make, I believe it's going to make it too heavy to put on the wall. So we're kind of at a standstill. And I'm just hanging it in my craft room. It's not like it's going to be, you know, in a frequently visited room in our house where it's going to be on display for the public to see. It's just going to be hanging in my craft room. So I was really okay with just painting the borders and just tacking it up on the wall just as is. But Jeff thinks that that's too tacky. He thinks that it's got to have some sort of a frame. So him and I are kind of butting heads a little bit about that right now, and so that's why it's not hung up yet. But I really am anxious to get it hung up because if I don't do it soon, it'll get forgotten and it'll be forever before it gets hung up. Just like with Nightbringer, it took us a while to get that framed, and then finally we got it framed, and now it's just still sitting here, framed, but sitting here not hung up because it took so long to get it framed. So I'd like to get moving on that soon. And then again, there's the issue of my craft room is still a mess because whenever anything happens, my craft room is kind of the catch-all. It's kind of the just, if you don't know where to put something, just put it in my craft room is kind of the default methodology here in our house. And so it's like taking one step forward and 2 steps back with getting my craft room organized. I'll make a little bit of progress and then like we'll put up the Christmas tree. So then all of my crochet projects that I had all spread out in my front living room suddenly have to come into the craft room and just get plopped in here. So I lose out on what little bit of organizing I previously had been able to get done. I still have yet to get my sewing machine out of the box from last Christmas, and I am bound and determined that I am going to get that sewing machine out of the box and get using it before this Christmas. I am not about to have a year gone by and a Christmas gift from last year still sitting in the box. That's just, it makes me feel terrible because it's not like it wasn't appreciated. It was a very much appreciated gift. It's something I really, really wanted and I still really want. And it's hard for me to believe that a year has gone by, almost a year has gone by already, and I haven't done anything with it yet. Makes me feel terrible. Makes me feel absolutely terrible. So I do want to, I really want to get that going. To be honest with you, I'm a little intimidated by it. Is there anybody out there? Is anybody out there a sewer? Just out of curiosity, I know that we talk about different fiber crafts here. We talk about, you know, a lot of, as diamond painters, a lot of people do cross crafts. People are multi-craftual and, you know, do more than one. People who diamond paint don't just diamond paint. You know, a lot of you do cross stitch and knitting and crochet and other crafts. But is there anybody out there who is a sewer? Is there anyone out there who sews as your other craft or as one of your other crafts? Just out of curiosity, I would be interested to hear about it because I honestly don't know the first thing about it. So getting it out of the box, it's going to be it's going to be all Greek to me. It's going to be, I'm be looking upon it with eyes of wonder, because I've never even, now my grandma sewed. My grandma had a sewing machine, and she actually sewed my dress for my graduation commencements, and she actually sewed my prom dress for my senior prom. And it was gorgeous. It was absolutely beautiful. It was red, taffeta, um, big poofy sleeves, uh, beautiful sweetheart neckline. It was a it was like a ball gown type style, a print, like a, I think it's called a princess waist. Maybe not. I might be wrong. But it's the kind that, you know, is real fitted at the actual waist and then flares out from the hips into a big skirt, big full skirt. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I can't even, you know, of course at the time I was 18 years old and I had no concept of that kind of thing. But now looking back on it, I wonder how much money she spent just in fabric for that dress, because it had to have been a lot. It had to have been a ton, because it was really gorgeous, luxurious fabric, and it was the dress of my dreams. It was just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I've got a picture of me in it somewhere. If I ever think about it, maybe I will try to show you guys sometime. But my grandma was very, very talented with a sewing machine. But it's not something that she ever taught me, which I find interesting. So I will be looking at this with virgin eyes and not have any clue what I'm even looking at. Like, I don't even know what the words mean. Like, I know there's a bobbin. I don't know what the heck a bobbin does, or where you put it, or anything. I don't know anything. I know there's a foot pedal, and you know, I know I know nothing. I know nothing. But I've got I got for Christmas last year, my other family, my mom and my dad, got me different, what's the word I'm looking for? Things to go with notions and other, you know, big boxes of thread, spools of all different colored thread for the sewing machine. They got me, and scissors and a cutting mat and a rotary cutter and all of that kind of stuff. Fabric shears and pinking shears and all that kind of stuff. So I have all of the everything that goes along with it. But I'm very intimidated by it because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I think that I've done a little bit of research, you know, just looked up on YouTube, kind of how-tos and stuff. And from what I've seen so far, they all kind of assume that you have a basic knowledge, and I do not have any knowledge whatsoever. I'm coming into this a complete and absolute newbie. So I need kind of like sewing for dummies, sewing machines for dummies, um, to start mine. So if anybody knows of any good, very, very, very beginner information on setting up your first sewing machine, please let me know, because I'm clueless and I'm intimidated, but I'm ready. I'm ready to break it out and get going with it. One of these days I just need to bite the bullet and do it. Just set it up. And I think it would be hilarious if I made a video of it while I did it. Although I don't know. It could be two things. It could either be hilarious or it could just be sad. It might just be sad to watch me struggle. So I don't know. I don't know which way I should go. Don't know which way I should go. But then I think about it, and it's got to be like starting any new thing. When I first started to learn how to crochet, I was also intimidated, and I thought there's no way that I'll be able to um, make those beautiful things that I see people creating. And now here I am, years later, um, you know, at a much higher skill level and absolutely excelling and loving it. So, it's like anything, it's uncomfortable when you start, but once you get some experience under your belt, you'll be a pro before you know it. Not to say I'm a pro crocheter, don't get me wrong. I've still got a lot to learn. I've only been crocheting for maybe 3 years, maybe not even that long. So I haven't actually even been crocheting very long, but once I started it and started learning new things, it just became a real passion. I really fell in love with it, and I crochet. There's not 12. I mean, I crochet every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't crochet. I can't even imagine what that day would look like. Uh, so, in fact, tomorrow I'm taking off to go yarn shopping, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, there's so much work I'm not going to get done tomorrow. I'm going to have a very, very non-productive day when it comes to crocheting tomorrow. But that's okay. We all need a vacation sometimes, right? We all need to take a little break. Variety is the spice of life. And I am excited. It's going to be a fun day. I haven't seen Mindy in a while. It's been a while since we hung out and did anything together. So I'm looking forward to spending the day together and finding some new yarns and going to lunch and just, hanging out and having fun. I'll be able to get those prizes from her that I will be mailing out for Jenny Wallace, who is the winner of the first weekly November prize. So as soon as I get your address, Jenny, or Jennifer, is it Jenny or Jennifer? I don't remember. I apologize if I'm calling you the wrong name. As soon as I get your address, I'll get that mailed out to you. And I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you enjoy them. I was super, super impressed with the prizes that we were able to get for the event. Mindy did a great job working with sponsors. She's awesome with that kind of thing. She's really, I'm kind of, I don't know. I was told in high school, now this is like a whole nother, I was told after high school, I ran into somebody, this was years after high school, I ran into someone that I had gone to school with, and I was, hi, how you doing, nice to see you, da 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 da, and we got to talking, and I was told that in high school I was a snob, and I don't remember being a snob. I think that was I think my shyness was mistaken for snobbiness. So I'm just not really outgoing as far as reaching out and making new friends. And that's one thing that Mindy is super, super good at. So she's really in touch with a lot of different people in the community. And it was awesome that she was able to get such great people to sponsor our event. And I am forever in her debt. So thank you, Mindy. And thank you again to our sponsors. Please check them out on their on Etsy. And I can't wait to show you the trays and the cover papers for next time. I wish I had them here to show to you, but Mindy and I, we only live about an hour and 20 minutes apart, but we don't get to see each other, all that often because it still is, an hour and 20 minutes and we have our own lives. And, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to spending the day with her. It'll be fun. Ooh, I've got some things I got to remember to take her. I better pack them up tonight or I'll forget. I will forget. I got her some when I was at the retreat. Bess, the owner of Not Your Mama's Mud, was also there. So I got Mindy some Not Your Mama's Mud while I was at the Missouri retreat. And then I also am going to give her my Knit Crate yarn from last month because she loves purple. And I don't hate purple, but it's not, it's not my number one. So she fell in love with the yarn that was in last month's Knit Crate box. So I'm going to give her my Knit Crate yarn from last month. So I've got to pack that up. And if I don't do it now, I won't remember. Well, it's fresh in my mind. I got to do it. So, yeah, what else is going on? Oh, yeah, I got to go check in on Nate. I'm going to let you guys go in a second here. Got to go check in on Nate. He had a very exciting day today. A new video game that he's been waiting months for was finally released. And his dad went to the store right after work and got it for him. So he's been patiently waiting for it to load. It takes forever to, when you get a new game, for it to load up all of its stuff. I don't know how that, you know what I mean. It's like loading a new computer program, I guess. Takes forever to load it all up. So, but he was happy as a clam. He was so happy to get that new game. So, I'm going to go check him out and see if he's got that downloaded and see how he likes it so far. And I am going to, I think I'm going to try to finish up these sections tonight. I'm going to finish up this section over here, and then I think I'm going to work in here for the rest of the night and get this section and do another section. I've been crocheting pretty much exclusively yesterday I didn't do anything because I had Marie, but today and last night been pretty much exclusively crocheting, so I kind of feel like diamond painting. So I think I'll stick in here and do work on this. And next week I will be back to my gnome, I'm thinking. And I'll show you, hopefully I'll make some good progress on my gnome diamond painting and you guys can see that. Maybe Saturday for my live I'll work on my gnome. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I do go live on Saturdays at 8:45 Eastern Time. Love to have you join me. We have a good time and just chit-chat and talk about everything and nothing all at the same time. Sometimes we solve all the world's problems. Sometimes we talk about farts. I mean, we kind of run the gamut. Maddie won't be here this weekend. She is going up north to a cabin for the weekend, which means that we will be babysitting Junebug, their dog, for the weekend. So I will have an extra monster here in the house all weekend as well. So, and she is a monster dog. I'm just surrounded by monsters, aren't I? I got monster granddaughters, monster granddogs, monsters everywhere, monsters all around. But anyways, congrats to my winner from this week's November drawing. And keep on posting those pics. Remember the hashtag for November is hashtag November22. And the hashtag for the Big Bold Beautiful is hashtag Big Bold Beautiful DP. So remember to keep posting your pics on Instagram for both of those events. Those are going to enter you not only in the weekly prize drawings, but those are also going to enter you for our final grand prize drawing that will be given away at the end of the month. Actually, it'll be like the first part of next month when we actually give it away. I think it's like I don't have my calendar here, but I think the date is like the 2nd or something like that. It'll be on Mindy's Live where we do the drawing. And Mindy goes live on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, all right, you guys. Thanks a lot. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. And I will hopefully see you on Saturday if you can make it. Don't forget to check out, if you haven't already, check out Mindy's WIP and Chat, because today she will be announcing a prize giveaway that she'll be giving away next week for November. So make sure that you check her out and see what she's got going on. All right, you guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.